Okay, quick thing before we start the show. Big changes are happening all around us. Are you ready? In my new book, Super Shifts, we uncovered the massive transformations reshaping how we live, work, and think in the age of intelligence. From AI to the future of work, this book is your guide to navigating what's next. Get your copy of Super Shifts today, available wherever books are sold, because the future isn't coming. It's already here. Okay, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Think Forward podcast, where we speak with futurists, innovators, and big thinkers. Come along with your host, Steve Fisher, and explore the future together.
Welcome back to Foundations in Foresight, a Think Forward series. I'm Steve Fisher, and in this episode and today, about something that goes beyond frameworks and tools. It's about how you think. Because here's the thing. The best foresight methods in the world won't help if your mindset is stuck in the present. Futures thinking isn't just about looking ahead. It's about developing the mental habits that help you see change before it happens and act on it in a meaningful way. That's what we call a futures mindset, a way of thinking that embraces uncertainty, questions assumptions, and actively explores possibilities instead of waiting for them to arrive. And no, you don't have to be a professional futurist to develop one. You just need a few key mental shifts that we're going to unpack today. A futures mindset is different from just being forward thinking. It's not about guessing what comes next. It's about being comfortable with uncertainty, spotting patterns before they fully emerge, and making future-informed decisions rather than past-dependent. Most people assume the future will look like today, just with better gadgets. But that's almost never how it works. The organizations and leaders who thrive are the ones who recognize that the future isn't predetermined, it's malleable. It's something you can actively shape, rather than something that just happens to you. So, how do you develop this kind of thinking? Let's talk about 3 essential shifts you need to make. Shift number 1, move from what will happen to what could happen. One of the biggest traps people fall into is prediction mode, trying to figure out exactly what the future holds as if there's only one right answer. The reality? There is no single future. There are multiple possible futures. Some are more likely than others, but all of them deserve exploration. Instead of asking, what's going to happen? Start asking, what are the different ways this could unfold? Think about past disruptions, social media, electric vehicles, remote work. In each case, the people who benefited the most weren't the ones trying to nail down an exact prediction. They were the ones who saw the range of possibilities and prepared accordingly. That's the first shift. Get comfortable with multiple futures, not just one. Shift number 2, challenge the default future. Every organization, industry, and even individual has a default future, the assumed trajectory that people rarely question. For example, for decades, the default future of retail was that people would always shop in stores. The default future of transportation was that cars would always run on gas. The default future of work was that people would always commute to offices. And then, change happened. The problem is that when people assume the default future is inevitable, they stop looking for alternatives. That's how companies get blindsided by disruption. So here's the habit to build. Start questioning the default future. If you don't question the default future, you're going to get stuck in it. And as history shows, that's not always the best place to be. Shift number 3, adopt a prototype the future mentality. Futures thinking isn't just about imagining different possibilities, it's about testing them. The best futurists don't just theorize, they experiment. This is where a prototype mindset comes in. Instead of waiting for the future to arrive, start building small experiments to test what's possible. For example, if you think AI might change your industry, don't just read about it. Start experimenting with AI tools now. Or, if you suspect remote work will become more dominant, don't wait. Try setting up a fully remote project team and see what you learn. Or, if you believe sustainability will be a key business driver, don't just talk about it. Prototype a sustainable initiative and measure the results. A futures mindset is an action-oriented mindset. The sooner you start testing possible futures, the more prepared you'll be when they start to materialize. All right, so we've covered the 3 major shifts: thinking in multiple futures, challenging default assumptions, and prototyping the future. But how do you build this into your daily routine? Here are 3 simple practices to start today. First is ask what if every day. Futures thinkers ask better questions. Instead of just consuming information, pause and ask, what if this small change turned into a big shift? What if this company's experiment became the norm? Second is to expand your information diet. If you're only following your industry news, you're missing out. Broaden your sources. Read about emerging tech, culture shifts, regulatory changes, because disruption often comes from outside, not inside your field. And third is to set a monthly futures check-in. Once a month, take time to step back and reflect. What signals are you noticing? What trends seem to be gaining traction? What assumptions need re-examining? Doing this consistently makes futures thinking a habit, not just an occasional exercise. A futures mindset isn't about predicting one correct outcome. It's about being open to multiple possibilities, questioning the status quo, and taking small actions today that prepare you for tomorrow. So here's your challenge. Over the next week, pick one assumption about the future, something you believe is just the way things are, and challenge it. What if it's not? What if the opposite happened? Just that simple shift in thinking will start rewiring your brain to see the world differently. That's it for today's episode of Think Forward Foundations. If you're enjoying the series, go back and check out previous episodes where we lay the groundwork for better futures thinking. And stick around, because next time we'll explore why trends and fads are not the same thing, and how to tell the difference. Until then, stay curious and always think forward.
Thanks for listening to the Think Forward podcast. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms and at www.thinkforwardshow.com, as well as on YouTube under Think Forward Show. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to the show. Now, about that thing I mentioned earlier about the book Super Shifts. Imagine having a playbook to navigate what's coming next. That's exactly why I wrote Super Shifts, to help you understand and prepare for the seismic changes shaping our world. Don't just react. Get ahead. Super Shifts is available now, wherever you get your books. And if you order today, you'll get exclusive bonus content. Head to supershiftsbook.com and grab your copy now and start future-proofing your life. The future won't wait. Why should you?